Welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings. Yeah, that's a happening. Anyway, I don't know what the hell this is, right? These are just Christmas lights and through a window and somehow getting refracted. The light is refracting through something on the glass. I'm not surprised if the window is filthy, but that's just kind of bizarre. Anyway, that was to be video of lightning and such, but not really much to see. Yeah, the storm took out the power for an hour. I mean, a day. Yeah, an hour. I wish. Oh, many hours. So, yeah, just kind of annoying. Like everything can tend to be sometimes. Yes, it does tend to get that way. So, there is news. I don't know if I really want to talk about it anymore. Everybody's just really irritating. So, I did check in with this Logic Church's today's room, boring, idiotic. And then Pierrot's room, forget about it. I said they're going to be on profiling forever, I suppose. Politics and, there's no such thing. All the conversations about everything are complete bullshit. Nobody's having a rational conversation about the real world and the real circumstances. And I guess I'm just above it all now. Just can't relate to humans at all anymore. Mostly. So, I did want to comment. I mean, all this a little annoying shit. Anyway, so I did that room last week. This Logic Church thing. I don't know who this guy is. But anyway, they were going to talk physics, so I said, okay, I'll go. They send me an invite, so I go to the room. So, this obnoxious cunt, the logical imperialist guy who just keeps ragging on me no matter where he can go, to make a complaint. Well, Inmendham gets to the room and owns the room. Whatever. Attention needing much? I guess, how does it have to do with attention needing? I went in the room to talk about physics. How is that attention needing? In any personal way or in any kind of way besides arguing physical facts and reality? Cunt. He does not really own the room because he is speaking nonsense, and you've proven it how? You've demonstrated with what single fact? With any group of facts? Any facts at all? No, just your fucking opinion, you ignorant cunt. Neither science nor logic. Well, I guess they were applauding at one point, so I guess there's some science or logic involved. Then again, a valuable lesson in sociology that a single motivated human being with an agenda can take the whole room of otherwise rational, educated young men. So you're saying I'm such a brilliant manipulator that it wasn't a room full of idiots. It's not like I was a TV commercial and I convinced them, to buy Shake and Bake. Yeah. Anyway, you have to give Inmendham credit that he is a big rhetorician. Yes, that's right. That's the whole point of arguing, is having a good argument, and I have good arguments. Unlike you, cunt, slandering, weak prick. He can convince people that he actually knows what the fuck he is talking about, which he doesn't. And again, you've proven it with what evidence? Where is your evidence that I don't know what I'm talking about? Where's your evidence of where I have said something that is this thing you call preposterous shit or something? And you can demonstrate it shit how? Because your authority says so? If I were an impressionable young man, I might fall for Inmendham's rhetoric and words as well. So at least now we know you're an old skanky cunt. In fact, I almost certainly would. Luckily, I had a scientific education. Why don't you prove that with an actually rational or lucid counter-argument? I know what the fuck you need to do to produce actual knowledge, and what is that? Inmendham has done nothing of that work, and you can prove that how. He has learned to talk and talk. His theories don't walk the walk, however. Well, challenge them with an actual fact. Like I said, show... I'm willing to actually pay physicists. So you know a physicist who's willing to put his reputation on the line, I'll pay him to attempt a critique. I mean, I'm hardly afraid of you little creeps. That is why a self-proposed future Nobel laureate would waste his time in Google Hangouts like this. Well, no, it's because they are cowards. It's because they really don't know their shit, and they're afraid of being caught. They're afraid of being challenged, and they won't have a rational answer. That's what they're afraid of. The members of this hangout, of course, feel honored that such a supreme mind would spend his time with normal human beings like them. Well, I don't think that's what they think, but again, you're insulting them, not me. What goes forgotten is that Inmendham doesn't have a clue what the fuck he's talking about. And again, you've demonstrated that by counter-arguing what proposed theory, what statement, what sentence do you have the evidence that there, he's full of shit. If you're going to debunk a truther, then you have to have an argument, fucker. If you're going to claim I'm talking shit, why don't you come up with an argument? He has watched some philosophy videos. Well, frankly, I haven't watched any philosophy videos. Have I? What's the nature of a philosophy video? I mean, I certainly haven't watched any videos by professional philosophers or degreed philosophers. I mean, well, I guess Piro counts as one, right? And he's full of shit on YouTube and some physics videos. And some, not just some physics videos, the most in-depth, detailed physics lectures available on the internet. If you can show me the more technical stuff, then show it to me. Susskind, you can't get more. I mean, well, frankly, no. Harvard and Yale are obtuse. I mean, their professors, all they do is math. And has read a lot of National Geographic magazines. Again, you're insulting National Geographic. Why? A perfectly reputable magazine 20 years ago. I mean, now it's a piece of shit, but, you know, it used to be rather informative, fuckface. Apart from that, he has no formal education, neither in philosophy nor in science. Well, in a sense, I do have some formal education, but frankly, yes, you learn by doing, asshole. And I did do. I mean, I did work, machine shop, electricity, building things, getting electrocuted. Believe me, if a physicist were that brash, he would question the hard work of others with the same attitude. He would have to look for a new... Well, look, can I challenge you to a... let's go all in, okay? A suicide pact or something. When I prove you to be the lying, slandering cunt, and that was being perfectly reasonable in my challenging of these silly notions that physicists have turned into their religion, will you kill yourself? Be honorable? And do the right thing because you're a lying scum? I mean, what's your penance for this trash talking, frankly, the good guy? This would be called on his bullshit. Called on what bullshit? Again, what is the bullshit? You spend all this time typing shit, not one piece of evidence of bullshit. What do you think the bullshit is? You don't think photons are individual elements? You think magnetism isn't caused by polarization of a field force? You think time dilation is actually caused by space bending? You actually think space is a thing and it actually bends? You think that happens, fuckhead? Inmendham acts on the premises that he tends to block dissenters from his channels. No, you're not dissenting. You're gratuitously insulting. You think you have a right to go on somebody else's video. I don't have a right to go on your video because you don't make any, you weak ass. I don't have a right to ridicule you and to offend you and to insult you in the same manner you're insulting me. So if you can't show a tiny bit of respect, you have no right. I mean, you can't understand that? What, because you lock all your doors and never let anybody in your living room, that means you can go shit in somebody else's? I mean, fuck you till dead. That's why I have to come over here and inform you about Inmendham. Well, you do it on my channel because you're only blocked on the Draft Science channel, as far as I know. I don't remember, but whatever happens to you, you certainly goddamn deserve it. I mean, why should anyone tolerate this obnoxious, rude slander? You haven't proven a single one of your accusations. You haven't demonstrated with a single piece of argumentation I can argue. You just keep saying the unicorn says Inmendham is wrong. Don't the unicorns prove it? Look at the unicorns. They're all saying Inmendham's wrong. You don't have any fucking evidence. You don't have a fucking argument, you little twat. Inmendham is pretty sad. No, you are a tragic little useless troll. I mean, you motherfucker. Inmendham doesn't have any thoughts of doubt or weakness in what he's doing. I feel perfectly comfortable and I feel good about myself when I look at myself in the mirror, you fucking cunt. I'm not the one doing this on the internet. I'm not ridiculing and slandering people with non-arguments, with no evidence. Hey. Who wants to be ruler of the world, and his ego is the biggest I have encountered so far. Well, again, and that's bad how? You don't even finish that argument. A big ego is bad in what way? Feeling good about yourself is bad if you're wrong, right? You haven't proven I'm wrong. You haven't even dented me with some doubt, some sense that, oh, this guy does have some kind of argument. I have to worry about that. I need to figure out how to answer to that question. He asked an important question. I have to answer. No, nothing. If you're not on board with about 90% of what he says, he will dismiss you and tell you to fuck off. Well, don't I have a right to choose who I associate with, in a sense? Do I have to really get married to people I disagree with, or hang out with them, or say, hi, how you doing? Somebody's pro-bullfighting. I'm supposed to say, oh yeah, you're a great guy, let's go have lunch. No, I can say, hey, fuck you, cunt. I don't have to like anybody on this planet, shithead. And frankly, I would argue that it's a demonstration of character. If you don't like very many people, that proves to me, or indicates to me, that, well, you probably have some character. Because most people are weak-ass, tarded, fucking cunt-smelly shit like you. Shit-talking, ignorant jackasses talking way beyond their capacity to make an argument or to defend what they're saying. The F-less cunt followed is small but tightly knit YouTube user old fans, and they're going to pick on somebody else. Takes for herself the right to be follower number one. Well, again, see, more insults so you can't, because you can't hurt me, you have to go after anything that touches me. Because you're weak. You're weak. She does obey in everything Gary tells her. Prove any of that. Prove one thing that she did by my direction. Name it. Name it. She made a sculpture I didn't know anything about until it was done. Name one thing that ever... You don't have any evidence of this. You have no evidence of any kind of close personal relationship. Nothing. Absolutely zero. The Alphas are a rhetorical subgroup of antinatalists. Well, whatever. In my opinion, that's like saying vegan is a subgroup of vegetarian or some kind of... Who cares? The point is that antinatalism is retarded if you're not going to include the largest source of sentient experience in the universe, which is the ones happening in nature. There's more brains, there's more white, gray, and matter out in the natural world vulnerable than there is in, human apartment buildings. Fuckhead. Their endgame goal is to end all life on Earth because presumably this would end this suffering. Well, presumably, no, with a logical certainty, retard. Do you have one single counter argument to make that, well, if life doesn't exist on Earth, it still exists somewhere? Or the life that doesn't exist on Earth would actually still exist somewhere else? The actual same beings? I would still exist even if I didn't exist? And I would still be suffering? Fuck you. Alright, so this is the comment, actually, that I found annoying. Yeah, so, the logic-only zone. Yeah, you're not Mr. Spock, fucker. You're kind of a... You're kind of a fanny packing metrosexual, Mr. Spock. I mean, Mr. Spock, for all his, I'm logical and all that, you could kind of tell he had a big penis. Anyway, none of us have expertise in physics, nor do we take it entirely seriously. Wasn't that cute? Because of this lack of understanding. Then why did you have it as a subject? I mean, this whole, well, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm not that terribly interested, and I don't want to take it too fucking seriously. Now let's talk. Well, fuck that. However, I tend to agree based on my limited knowledge that physicists may not know what they are talking about. Well, you tend to agree, and yet you're just going to sit there and play this game like somehow my contribution was for my sake and not for some other sake, for some other purpose, like, yeah, well, maybe somebody has to be the truth sayer here somewhere. There is nothing wrong with letting Inmendham speak and share his thoughts. Oh, so you're letting me do it. Well, then don't send me invites, cunt. All right? Don't send me invites and then say you're going to let me do something. Okay? I didn't ask to be let. All right? So, fuck that. I also spoke about how we shouldn't have faith in physics. Well, and I also counter-argument is that, well, if you're not going to do the study and if you're not going to have the knowledge, then what else do you got? You have to have faith in the people who have done it, because you don't have anything else to base it on. That's my whole argument here, is that, yes, to argue, you're going to have to get lucid in their vocabulary. And keep it to what we personally know. Well, everything's what you personally know. The point is whether you have any kind of knowledge at all. I mean, besides, your personal knowledge doesn't, it's all personal. As David said, well, he was wrong. Remain agnostic to physics. Well, it's just idiotic. I mean, it's a sort of a significant and important truth to nail down. It affects determinism, affects a huge number of subjects. So it's kind of important, and this agnostic shit is just weak. As far as the other topics go, Inmendham had fair and useful answers, even though we were mushy. Even though they were mushy. Ha ha ha. What's that about? There wasn't anything mushy about my answers. Whatever. Don't understand me. Don't misunderstand me. I think it's appropriate to return kindness for aggression. And I was aggressive how? And your kindness is in what way? Fuck you. I don't need your kindness. I'm not some fucking walking freak show shithead. I'm actually smarter than you, and I'm actually made a better... I made better responses and had better things to say. Asshole. Fuck you, your kindness. This is not weakness but strength. Well, that's your claim. I think it's bullshit. That's what I think it is. I think it's more smoke-blowing crap. This whole, yes, I'm going to get along with people, and fuck principles, fuck the truth, fuck anything that matters, because I'm going to play some stupid, tarded personal game. Well, fuck that shit. The weak individual lash out and let their emotion guide them. No, the strong individual recognizes that when it's time to put on the Superman suit, you got to do it for a reason, shithead. Time to be a hero. All that stuff takes emotion. You think that doesn't take emotion? You don't think it takes emotion if you're at war? You're in a boxing ring. You don't think it takes some fucking emotion to win? Fuck you. You're going to not only need emotion to be motivated, you're not going to be able to avoid it if you're arguing about anything at all that matters. Because frankly, the welfare of billions and billions of living creatures could be at stake. The conversation's a little bit sometimes kind of important. So if you don't have if that doesn't give you an emotional feeling, then you're a fucking cunt. Arguing with a brick wall that punches back. And again, that's my this is your critique, this vague drawing of me? Fuck you. People like Inmendham and Inmendham promoted my channel as a result. People like Inmendham and Inmendham promoted my channel as a result of his being here. I don't even know what that means. Inmendham gets to express himself. Well, who the fuck cares? You know, frankly, I can do that on my own channel. I don't need to go to your fucking cunt channel to express myself. What I thought you were going to have was an argument about physics. Frankly, then you claim, well, I don't know anything about physics. Well, then why are you opening a room questioning physics? We get entertained. Well, that's not my mission. You get entertained and everybody wins. So I don't see how that everybody wins because we just turned another subject into something that doesn't mean anything. Well, bravo the fucko, asshole. Where we had an where I had the expertise to argue, I did, and so did everyone else. I don't know if they did. There was an argument anyway. Frankly, I didn't see much of that. It was a solid hangout overall. Well, I'd say it was okay, yes, minus maybe some specific scenario. Well, I don't know what that specific scenario was. No one left this hangout an anti-natalist. Well, we didn't even argue anti-natalism. Or an Inmendhamite. Well, I don't even know what Inmendhamitism is, but we didn't argue that either. We know that he has emotional issues. I don't have emotional issues. I have perfectly rational emotions. I believe when you torture sentient animals and then kill them and eat them, it's disgusting and horrible, and people should be emotional about that. I believe when you're glib, small little mishy-mushy bullshit conversations you jackasses have, the future is totally dependent on the world we make, and we're sitting here knowing that the old world was wrong, the debt world was wrong, this overpopulation world was wrong, this unsustainable crap was wrong, and you're not doing shit to change anything. You're not doing the future any favors. You're just setting up for the same goddamn trap. You see all the broken that exists in this world, and you're not doing a damn thing about it but glibly saying, "Where's my tea?" So fuck you. I mean, I don't have an emotional issue. I think you have an emotional issue. You don't give a fuck. And can become wildly angry. I don't become wildly angry. I become appropriately disgusted and angry. Fuck you. So thanks for your thoughts. So this guy slanders me in preposterously undefended accusations are made, and you thank the fucker. Fuck you. Yeah. So, until I get an apology, I won't be back. Fuckhead. I'm just so sick of these people. Anyway, alright, so Christopher7 posted an old video, which I don't really understand. It's nice to see him in an old video, I guess. So, I don't know. A new old video. An old video not posted before. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So anyway, well, I'll do Hoffaday first. So he's arguing, I'll just let Trick play with Hoffaday. There's no point. This guy's, they're arguing the whole consciousness thing. It doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. It's part of the collective material swirly, this kind of bullshit. Just taking no account for what we know, that these are machines. We are individual machines. And that we have this function that is consciousness, and there's no way to get around it. Yes, it's made out of matter that the little bits themselves aren't conscious, but the collective action is, just as we're made out of living cells, and technically we're not alive, like they are. We're a collection of them. We're the consequence of the function of a collection of them. That's what creates our neural brain electricity, and everything else is all running through those cells, and it has nothing to do with us individually. Blah 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 blah. But it's a phenomenon, and so it's so it's this whole argument. I mean, you can't make the argument any clearer. You can say, look, I can take the neurology that is a horrible sensation. Let's take the minimum brain it takes to make a sensation, put it somewhere. Now that's a configuration. No matter where I put that configuration in the universe, it's always going to be a bad thing. It's bad configuration. It makes this thing called sensation of pain. I mean, this isn't, So, I mean, that argument is just too stupid. I mean, you can't have a conversation. Then this asshole wants to have a conversation about ethics. How can you have a conversation about ethics if you're not going to say that a human experience means something. It's just a waste, complete waste of time. Why would I be at all interested in a conversation about how could I possibly give a fuck if I didn't think suffering was a real thing that happened and it was really bad? How the fuck could I give a goddamn about whether 10 zillion Jews got starved to death in Holocaust, or why the fuck would I give a fuck about who won any contest or who did the fuck anything? It's just stupid. Alright, and so then he actually made a video making the same versus same argument, saying, well why can't I just treat same different? La, 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 la. Like all of ethics isn't based on concepts like fairness, deserve, entitlement. I mean, these are all the words of ethics. It's just so idiotic. So why can't I, say 10 kids get an A on their paper, and I give all the ones that got an A a candy bar except for one kid. I'll treat him different. That's okay. I'll just every now and then I'll just open the jail door and let a couple of murderers out, just for the fun of it, and that would be called rational. No, it's not rational not to treat same. It's not rational. Once you treat same differently, it's not the same anymore, because now you've qualified a difference. You've said, I've made this thing different for a reason. But anyway, there's so fucking stupid as a stick. I mean, there's just no point in having a conversation with Hofladay. So let Trick and waste his time on that piece of putrefied brick. So another dumb cunt, and this one's actually a female, is this, whatever she was called, vegan something or other. So she's whatever, run away from her stance on antinatalism, and she's a Trump supporter. So that demonstrates a lot of brains. Apparently she's some sort of bigot too, some sort of racist bullshit. She did a couple of videos on different, why IQ is important. I mean, you're so stupid. You know how dumb a cunt you have to be to say something like that? Anyone causing trouble in the world isn't causing trouble because they have a lower IQ. It's because they have almost no IQ. You know how, somebody just told me a story about some 103-year-old lady got mugged by some, fat black bitch or something. And I was like, well, look, the subject really isn't, I mean, it's very, she's okay and all that kind of stuff was, but it was just like, the subject is, how do you even create a creature that would mug a 103-year-old lady? I mean, that's a monster of, that's the story. The story is, how do you create something like that? And that's not a minor IQ problem. That's not there's a 10% difference in our IQs. No, that's no IQ. So it's just stupid. I mean, idiocracy is not going to come in this, they only have, 84% of my IQ. That's not going to cause idiocracy. Idiocracy is caused because smart people aren't smart enough to call dumb people dumb, first. More importantly, they're not willing to take responsibility for anything. They won't raise their hand and actually drive the civilization bus. They will do none of this stuff because they're too busy having interesting lives. And that's what she basically said too, is, my philosophy is basically based on whatever my emotional disposition is. So if I'm having a good day, then yes, I believe in this. And if I'm having a bad day, I believe in that. I mean, wishy and washy. But I mean, the real thing that just gave it all away was right in the beginning. She says, I've changed my mind. I might tend to do that. And you're just like, well, then why are you talking on the internet? I mean, really, if you're going to sit there and propagandize, don't you think you ought to have some level of confidence that you're not going to change your mind? That you actually have the right answer? Huh? I mean, it's just pitiful that they can't even get you. So you with your big high IQ, apparently you think you have one or something, you're not smart enough to figure out that it's not very smart to say, I'm probably going to change my mind. And that doesn't make everything you're saying kind of pretty much, this is just going to be a sack of bullshit that she put together today. Yeah, it says no durability here. This argument doesn't mean anything because apparently in 2 weeks you'll have some other argument to make. Fuck. So anyway, My Misery and Me, Yvette, I think that's what channel he's on. So he did a response. She perfectly competent, so I didn't feel the need because I said, yeah, you already did it. But you just bring up these sort of the same points. But it's just so, I mean, not the same, but the points about, this whole mood disorder thing, this inability to understand the difference between psychology and philosophy. And, and then she was talking about, too, how she didn't make videos because she was afraid because her new boyfriend, apparently that's her mood change. All his friends or all his business associates will somehow disassociate with him if they find out that, he's fucking a Trump supporter. But you're almost saying, well, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there is I don't even know how somebody could do that. Yeah, well, anyway. So, I did unsubscribe. We just won't be bothered with that one anymore. But, to my credit, I never migrated her into the other column over here. So, I wasn't too confident this one was going to be useful. So, what else? Yeah, that's probably enough. I mean, Thunderfoot, I did notice he's got, some other video here where he's whining at Sarkeesian for having a business of being an online presence and raising money. And, Thunderfoot made some lame-ass video showing his little models. I guess he plays with models, toys. And, begging for money so he can get a new slow-motion camera or something. Only $10,000. No biggie. So he can take more boring slow motion. I mean, he doesn't take any good slow motion videos. Okay, give me the money. I'll take some. I'll give you some good slow motion videos. Yeah, really. So anyway, I am way behind. I get caught up doing a little bit of this web design stuff, and I was playing with the Android, so I'm going to put up this webcam thing. Try to do some stuff off YouTube. So it's just going to be like a constant. Yeah, it's right there. See, that is posting this image. So the image will update every minute. See there, it updated the image. Hey, look at that, it's scary. It's live. Or is it Memorex? Well, anyway. So this one will be, hopefully I'll not do anything rude in front of this camera. I'm going to have other cameras and locations, blah, blah, blah. We'll see. Only for the important people. We need to, who want, well, I don't even know if they do that. Who are, well, I don't even know if that matters. But anyway, I did it because I also want to work on this commenting thing here. So the comment thing appears to work, where you can post a comment. And or you can post a link, or you can post a comment with a link, and blah blah. And we'll see how this thing works at all, and then the trolls show up and ruin it, and then I'll have to fix it, and so it'll be good practice, I suppose. But this seems to work, and I like that it resizes for the old Androidy thing very well. I think pretty much works anyway. Yeah, so it resized pretty small. Small. So you can forcibly update the picture. It will update every minute, but you can force it to update also. And so I'll post a link to that wherever I decide to put it. I guess I'll put it somewhere, and then I'll move it some other time. But little things I do have to fix. But, it does work pretty well, I think. Let's see. I'll wait till this should upload, and we'll make sure it uploads. I'm a little curious that it didn't upload the icon. Well, there, now it did. Well, we'll see. See if this image changes. So that's this. Yeah, do that again. That's the way to do it. Yeah, do that, and then we should see that on here. Let's see if I click it before I shouldn't force it. is then it takes a minute from, you know, it's, yeah, the timer's not going to be changed if I click it. Yeah, it should work. Or then I'll have to fix the timer. It's always something. So anyway, this video went on and on and on, didn't it? Sorry about that. Wasn't planning on a long, drawn out. Really. You know, wasn't. And it doesn't seem to work. It should be 1 minute. It should reload. Come on. It's been longer than a minute, right? Oh, no. Yeah, there it went. Okay, so that's the new image. So anyway, so when you just have this as a, you know, if you do this stuff the way I intended it to be done, obviously I could be on some other web page. Like we'll go to this, this lecture here that didn't run properly anyway, and I should be able to pop the link box in here. I better full screen it because I can't see all my bookmarks. What would I make it? Okay, so if I click this, it should pop over here. It should pop on top of this. There she is. Okay, but we don't need this thing. Yeah, that's not the right one. But anyway, how could it not be the right one? I'm just asking it rhetorically. CM? Can't be it. Yeah, CM probably is it, actually. That didn't pop open anything, though. Oh, that's right. I might have... No, I didn't do that. I should have opened one. Yeah. It's about... Well, no, that's not right. Alright, sorry. It really should be here. I mean, I just made the damn thing. And, yeah. I must have given it a name. Yeah. Let's see. So maybe something got deleted in some sort of crisis somewhere. Now, this one should have been the one that opened it, but it didn't open the right one. Now, that's just too weird. Alright, that looks like the right address. So I know why. So this is to post a comment. That's loading the wrong thing, which is really weird. Alright, well anyway, the point is, when it works, at some point in the future when it works, the idea will be that you can always see this on the page, so you could, and it'll always upload the image, so you'd always be able to tell. You could just tell by looking at the bookmark whether I'm at the computer. Isn't that exciting? Well, anyway, so now I'm also going to post some video links up here to, yeah, they're just kind of funny, work-related. Let's see, I might have one that's loaded here. That's the storm. That's more storm stuff. These are the trees blowing in the wind. Yeah, the video wasn't good enough to be bothered with where the power line got knocked over. Well, you can see them blowing there. Blowy. Anyway, they fell over the wire. Yeah, so this is the working in the condemned house and stuff. Yeah, it's not the kind of stuff I want to put on YouTube. Yeah, because it is somebody else's life that I'm dismantling. But anyway, it is kind of, you know, funny, fast motion. So anyways, so videos like that, stuff that's not for YouTube maybe. Or maybe I just prefer not to do anything like that on YouTube, personal, because YouTube is such a nasty and horrid place. Yeah. Full of trolls. It's run by the trolls. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, now I think I'm done, right? That's way past enough. It's weird. I don't know why those came up in the wrong place. Anyway, that was strange. So till the next time, and I'll obviously fix that. Click it here, see what it does. think it loaded the right one here. I don't know what that is, some sort of fluke or something. I think that's the right one there. See, so my image would always be there, updated appropriately. And then there'll be other links here and text comments, we presume, and such. We'll see. But that's all. It's too technical. People can't seem to make any of that stuff work, so there's no real point talking about it. And such. So, till next time. And such.